There is a family that is forever associated with the city of Ipswich, and that is the Cribbs. There are many legends and stories about them. My favourite concerns the founding father, Benjamin Cribb, who was laid to rest here 150 years ago.
Benjamin Cribb was one of the greatest entrepreneurs of Queensland history. He arrived in Moreton Bay with his first wife, Elizabeth, and their 3 children from England in 1849. With a background as a merchant, he established London stores in Bell Street, Ipswich, the same year. The colony of Queensland did not yet exist. In 1852, Elizabeth died, aged only 36. A year after his wife's death, Cribb married again to one Clarissa Foote.
In 1854, Ben went into business with his second wife's brother, John Clark Foote. They formed a business partnership, renamed the store Cribb and Foote, and an institution was born.
Ipswich was a booming city servicing the Darling Downs. They expanded into merchant banking, land speculation, finance, commerce and trade. The men quickly became very wealthy. However, it was their department store in the heart of town that became synonymous with Ipswich. It grew to occupy a whole city block.
If you lived in Ipswich, it was said that you either worked for Cribb and Foote or the railway workshops.
150 years ago, on the 11th of March 1874, Benjamin Cribb became ill while attending a church service. He died at his grand home, Goolawin. He was aged 67 years. The Queensland Times newspaper said he received his summons to the land of the spirits. He was survived by his wife Clarissa and 10 children from his 2 marriages. She died in 1899.
Ben's buried here with both of his wives. His first, of course, predeceased him, and then his second wife, Clarissa, was buried after him. But they're all here together in the family plot. John Foote died in 1895, aged 76 years, and he was buried close to his former business partner. The 2 families by that time were deeply entwined. The store created by them continued to be run by their descendants until 1972.
An old Ipswich tale I was told long ago was that Benjamin Cribb continued to run his company after his death. An extremely lifelike, life-size bronze statue of him was cast after he died. Incredibly, when I was researching my book, Haunted Ipswich, Ghosts of the River City, I came across an actual photograph of it.
For over 90 years, the statue stood in the boardroom at Cribb and Foote, at the head of the table. Company directors regularly consulted the old man, as they called him, when they were having to make decisions. Cleaners cleaning the boardroom would never turn their back to the statue. They always felt like it was watching them. It gave them the creeps. By the 1960s, the statue was moved into the staff room, and staff didn't like it as they ate their lunch. They felt like the old man was watching them. It was soon moved again into an old storeroom, and long-term night watchmen would use it to train new staff members. They'd send the new recruit into the room where the statue was, tell him to shut the door, and there behind the door would be the old man staring at them. That's how they tested who was a good security guard, who would stay and who would flee. In 1985, Cribb and Foote, by then operating under a new company called Reed's, was completely consumed in a massive fire. The statue too was destroyed in the flames, though firemen found the molten bronze. I'm Jack Sim, operator of Ghost Tours Australia and Historic Australia. If you enjoyed this story, we have many more. Come and undertake our Ipswich Ghost Tours, ghosttoursaustralia.com.au or ipswichghosttours.com.au.
My book, Haunted Ipswich, Ghosts of the Heritage City, can be bought at my website, jacksim.com.au or in Ipswich at the Soul Cauldron store in Brisbane Street.